life cycle, you're going to perform risk assessment early on. And a big part of risk assessment is doing vulnerability assessment and knowing what types of threat agents and threat actors are most likely and most probable to conduct activities against your organization, your type of organization, and your type of assets. We want to identify different types of cyber crimes and breaches. So here we see a nice list that you want to be aware of for the exam and for the real world. Obviously, data theft, and this can be done obviously by using remote access Trojans to exfiltrate data, possibly as part of a denial of service attack, or just delivering the Trojan through email or through a webmail download, or escalating your privileges and getting access to a system. The data theft can also be internal, so you want to make sure that you audit all of your root users and administrators. Make sure that you're using least privilege principles so that people cannot escalate their privileges and steal data and then subsequently sell it on the dark web. A DDoS attack would also be part of a botnet. And the DDoS or botnet attack can actually do immediate damage by destroying files, deleting files, changing files, or filling up memory addresses or disk space. Or it could be something that's occurring without the knowledge of the end user. And the DDoS attack is spreading throughout your enterprise, and it's done in a stealth manner. And the campaign, whoever's doing this, doesn't want you to know that they're there because they want to be able to do keystroke logging, or exfiltrate data, or get intellectual property, or PII or PHI, without being noticed. In some point in time, if they are noticed, or if they want to turn it into a logic bomb over a particular weekend, or the Super Bowl, or the World Cup, they can launch the destructive part of the attack. A lot of these cyber crimes and data breaches are multi-phased and multifaceted. They could be cyber currency mining off of your systems and servers in a rogue fashion. That's very common if your Amazon Web Services or your Google Cloud Platform account gets hacked. I already mentioned remote access Trojans doing data exfiltration, and that can be internal or external. Ransomware campaigns where they're going to encrypt some key files, either system files or media files or the My Documents folder or other video files and pictures, and then ask for some Bitcoin or Monero or Litecoin in return. And these ransomware campaigns are very well structured. People can go up and pay $1,500, and basically somebody on the dark web will issue the IP addresses to them, and they'll even provide the customer service. In other words, you give them the IP addresses of the targets, and they'll even go through the process of walking the victim through the process of going up and getting Bitcoin or Monero to pay off the ransom. Blackextortion could be placing illegal pictures or other content on the system of somebody in the C-suite or the C-team, and then blackmailing them or extorting money from them. There can be website defacement, which can cause lack of goodwill or can make you lose customers out on the internet. And again, distributing illegal content. So using your servers or your employees to have peer-to-peer file sharing of pirated movies, DVDs, music, and so on. So this is a nice list of cybercrimes and some examples of how you can exfiltrate data. And you need to be aware of these and know where your vulnerabilities are. So this is something you're going to do early on with your risk assessment and vulnerability assessment. You want to use intelligent, converged tools, which means typically using the cloud, machine learning algorithms, R programming scripts, Python scripts that identify these vulnerabilities in real time. You want to have data loss prevention techniques for your endpoints, possibly working with companies like RSA or Fortinet. Honey tokens can be placed on workstations of privileged users to see if they're going to use those tokens to exfiltrate data in an illegal way. It's entrapment, but honey tokens are used more and more often now to find out if your privileged users are actually performing activities that go against the acceptable use policy or just flat out crime. You want to audit your privileged users on a regular basis. You also want to combine dual operator principles, where it takes two people to perform a task, especially an escalated privilege task, and rotation of duties, which also includes forced vacations. In your enterprise organizations, you want tools that provide visibility, ongoing, continuing